Welcome back, welcome back. We'd like to welcome everyone to the show, and you want to
including Zing.
Yes, Zinger's here.
Zinger, I'm going to move this over so Zinger can see your pretty face.
You
there
know,
you go,
we've had
Zing.
Zinger for, how long? A couple years, I guess?
I guess.
3 years?
And now all of a sudden he's going to be on TV every week.
Well,
he's come out of his shyness.
You know, he's not a bad dog. But Lori's here from the Baxter Regional Medical Center. And you're here to talk about First Step, is that right?
Yes.
And now she's turned sideways.
I'm trying.
trying to appear just small as she can. We've been talking about pregnancy, all you ladies at home. A secret about women, if you've ever had a child, it doesn't matter how, if it was like 70 years ago, if there's a pregnant woman, you all start talking about how many hours you were in labor. Women do that all the time.
This one is not as long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's now in the hot time of year, but other than that,
it's fine.
You're doing, well, what's going on with First Step?
The same service at the hospital, 3 to 5 day medical stabilization for those who are addicted to pain medications, alcohol, and we get them through the physical withdrawal. And then
that's open to everyone. Does the doctor have to recommend, or
the doctors don't have to recommend?
They do not.
No, they do not.
No, because they can come in for illegal drugs, technically,
yes,
right?
They
but
can.
It's still confidential.
It's all confidential.
It's not like, okay,
we don't call the police and say, okay, we've got someone in room.
So someone that's wanting help and is ready to make a turn away from drugs, it's a perfect place to go.
And we do recommend, once they come for the detox, for the stabilization, we always recommend rehab after. Go for a longer stay somewhere else where they can provide more intensive care.
Just recommend?
It's not required. Now, sometimes it is if they're court ordered.
Yeah.
But it's not always recommended.
So that's a good question. When you say it's court ordered, are there times when the court orders them to go to this therapy?
They do, yes. Sometimes they do recommend it. Sometimes employers send their employees and they'll want a medical detox, and then they will require a longer stay at another facility. So we set all that up.
But they're just with you 3 days?
3 to 5 days usually.
Okay. Is that long enough? Seriously? I mean, that's long enough maybe to flush your system.
Right, to get you through the physical withdrawal. That's all we do, is to get you through the aches, the pains, and monitor you, make sure you don't have seizures.
Is it an in-house 3-day stay?
It is at the hospital.
So it's totally supervised by medical staff?
Yes, by doctors and nurses.
Okay, well that's good.
Yes.
That's real good.
Yeah. But when people get hooked on prescription drugs or painkillers is always one you hear about so much, or prescription codeine, I know, is another one people get hooked on. How do they get enough of that to get hooked on it in the first place?
Well, usually they're prescribed, like the regular, a small dose. Well, but then their body gets immune to it, and then they take a little bit more. And then they just start building. It's kind of like, going up a ladder. They just keep building and building and building. Before they know it, they need so much. And if they miss a dose, then their body starts reacting. The nausea, the muscle aches, the tremors. And then in order to, and this is what patients tell us, that in order to get rid of those tremors or the nausea, they have to take medication. They take,
Is that the clue then that they're hooked?
Yeah.
I mean, because I know a lot of times I've heard of people. No one who's terribly close to me has ever been hooked on any kind of painkillers, but I know I've heard people say that they had probably been hooked a lot longer than they realized because they ignored.
And they probably didn't stop taking it, and then once they stopped taking it, then they realized that their body was starting to react.
So do you have any forms people could fill out if they came in and said, I'm a little concerned here? I mean, it's like, how do I realize I have a problem? Or do you have people come in sometimes and you're like, you don't need us?
We do a pretty extensive over the phone evaluation. People are more than welcome to come into our office. We have, we have a brochure. Usually when they realize that they need us, it's because they've missed a dose or they've run out of meds. Or they just know that they're taking 3 times the amount that's needed because their monthly supply of their meds are gone the first 2 weeks.
Oh, and then they can't get any more because and aren't the pharmacies also on some kind of interconnected? Because was it last week Sheriff Montgomery was on here? Yeah, and he talked about that, and he was talking about people buying things to make meth out of, and there's a service that the pharmacies are hooked up to. So if I filled a prescription at your pharmacy and then tried to take some fake prescription over there and to get, does that ring bells? Is that something that happens?
I haven't heard of that, but we
think it's
do
fairly
market.
new,
We do take brochures to the pharmacies, and we have had referrals from local pharmacies sending, you know.
That say this guy's coming in and
Well,
you know.
what they do, they give a brochure to the individual, and then it's up to them to contact us. But that, I have not heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, one would hope so.
We know at Walmart, if you buy,
Sorry.
what's it like, some kind of cold medication, you can only buy it.
Pseudoephedrine.
Yeah.
You can only buy a certain amount, and you have
Right.
to show your ID and sign, and so is that similar to?
It's basically like that, but it's expanded to, that information is put into a network, and so all pharmacies can.
So it's electronic.
Yeah, so
medical.
they can't go to your pharmacy and then go to another one. It's all tied together where they say, no, you just bought some an hour ago, you can't have any more.
That's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
it's pretty neat. The services for this, is there a fee?
We accept
Is it covered?
Medicaid,
Okay.
Medicare, private insurance, and you'd be surprised, we do have several people who choose to pay cash for the service. They do a private
They
payment.
desperately need the services there, and they probably don't have the insurance, but they desperately know that it's going to help them.
Right, and some people don't want to put on their insurance,
Yeah.
so they're willing to
Yeah.
pay the fee. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, we can talk to anyone, go to any place of business and do an in-service. We have several employers that do.
This is fairly new, right? Within a year, is that right? Or?
The hospital took the service over in February. It's almost 2 years
Oh, okay.
that we've been doing this at the hospital.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Well,
we're doing good. We're growing.
Any information, you can contact the First Step program at the Baxter Regional Medical Center, or just call you direct. Phone number? Do you have a direct phone number?
508-7590.
Okay. Lori, thanks so much for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
And good luck with your pregnancy.
It'll be over with real soon.
Yeah,
I'm
but the
hoping.
next time we see her.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
Lori.
right. Thank you.
Up next, Clay Talley and Dixie Turner are going to be talking about the Alzheimer's Memory Walk. Stay with us.
Yes.